white sheet of paper. Okay. So, let's see. All right. So I have 327 plus 498. Now, I like doing it, doing my addition 3-digit problems going up and down, making sure that I have them in the ones place, I have them lined up, and I have the tens place lined up, and I have the hundreds place lined up, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and mark it and make sure that I have the plus sign, and that means I'm going to add. Now, I say 7 plus 8. Well, I know 7 plus 7 is 14, plus one more is 15. Okay, so 7 plus 8 equals 15. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put my 5 in the ones place, but my 10 needs to go right at the top of my tens place. So then I have 15. So this 1 gets added. So I have 9 plus 1 is 10, and then 2, 11, 12. So 9, 10, 11, 12. I like doing that because it's another way I can count, so I don't count with my fingers, but please feel free to count with your fingers if you still need that. That is okay, because you will move on from your fingers to doing mental math. And so any way that gets you the answer quickly, do it. Now, we've done the ones place, the tens place. Now we're going to go to the hundreds place. So I have 4, 5, 6, 7, and one more is 8. So my answer is 825. Okay, now I am going to trust that you can do that with the next 2 problems. All right, and I hope that you did that. So let's try the next one. 135 plus 465. We know that 5 plus 5 is 10. Put our 1 at the top of the tens place. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1 is 10. Put our 0 in the tens place, and put our 10th in the hundreds place. So then I have 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Did you get 600? Good. Now let's move on to the subtraction problems. Okay, now these get a little tricky because sometimes when we do not add, when we do not lay out our problem in the ones place, in the tens place, in the hundreds place, if we don't do that, then we've already confused ourselves and we are already setting ourselves up for mistakes. If you make your problem, which is 600 minus 299, if we write it out again and we do it like this, 600 minus 299. Oh my goodness, Mrs. Hinton, you already have problems here because I didn't line up my 0 and my 9, my tens place and my hundreds place. So I'm just going to be confused altogether. So I want to make sure that I'm lining up my problem, and I want to make sure that I copied it correctly. 600, 299, 299. Okay, yes, Mrs. Hinton, you got it right. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Trevor. You're being so helpful to me. All right, so I know that I'm subtracting, so I want to say I'm going to always start at the ones place. Please do not start at the hundreds place. Please do not start at the tens place. You're going to start at the ones place. Oh my goodness. At the ones place, look what I see there. Can I give 0 M&Ms to my 9 friends? No, I can't. So I'm going to have to borrow from the tens place. Here's my tens place. Can the tens place give to the ones place? No, not if he's a 0. So the tens place is going to have to ask his friend, the hundreds place, if he can borrow for himself, and then the tens place can let ones place borrow. So let's start. So the 0 can't subtract, the tens place can't subtract, so we're going to go to the hundreds place. Oh yes, he's got enough to share. So the 6 becomes a 5 when he gives the tens place allows him to become a 10. So then now he has enough to borrow and give to the ones place. So now he is set, but now the ones place needs to borrow from the tens place, and he can. So then the 10 says, hey buddy, you can have one of my ones or one of my tens, and I become a 9. So I become a 9. Okay, sorry, that doesn't look like a 9, but you get it. It's supposed to be a 9. And then this guy gets a 10. Okay. Am I on the right track, Trevor? Yes. What about you, Fred? Am I on the right track? Yes. Okay. So, the 10, the ones place is a 10, and it's subtracting a 9. So what becomes of that? 10 minus 9 is 1. That's right. And then this one is a 9. 9 minus 9 equals 0. That's right. And 5 minus 2 equals 3. That's right. Now, do you see how neat I have this? I got this answer right because I'm writing very neatly and I'm not skipping around. I know that I have got to start at the ones place always. Once if I can't borrow from the tens, I move on to the hundreds. But after I've borrowed for everyone, I have to come back to the ones place to finish. Do not skip around, because that's the way you will get in a lot of trouble and have mistakes. Let me do one more subtraction problem for you, and then we can go on to the multiplication. And I think what I'll do is I'll make a multiplication problem video by itself, and then I will do a word problem video. So these videos can download easily. Let's move on to 524 minus 378. So 500, look how neatly I'm writing it. 524, did I do that right? Yes. Minus 524 minus 378. Make sure I'm doing the numbers incorrect. That goes under the hundreds place. 370, that's in the tens place. And 8 goes in the ones place. Now Ms. Hinton did this very neatly. Now I can subtract. Now I look at the 4. Is the 4 greater or less than 8? It is less than. So ones place has to borrow from the 2. But if you notice, is the 2 less than or greater than the 7? It is less than. So then we have to move on to the hundreds place, because they're going to eventually have to borrow from the hundreds place. Let's go ahead and do that. the 5 gets marked out, and now it's a 4. Okay, don't forget that. You've already marked out the 5. It's now a 4. So then the tens place gets its it gets changed to 12 now. So now can he subtract and get a correct number if he subtracts 12 minus 7? Yes, but we're not skipping. We're not gonna do the tens place. We're gonna continue moving forward to the ones place. Now he can look back, and the ones place can say, oh, it looks like I can borrow now, tens place. May I? The tens place says, oh, yes, absolutely. So he becomes an 11. Why? Because he let him borrow a 10. So now the 4 becomes a 14, and the 2 becomes an 11 because the hundreds place let him have let him borrow. So now he's 12, but then he let the ones place borrow, so now he's 11, and so now you have 14. So what is 14 minus 8? Oh my goodness. I can count up. If I say 8, I can use my fingers and say 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So how many fingers do I have up? I have 6. If you don't want to use your fingers, you could say, okay, let's count up to 14, starting from 8, so I can tally mark 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So what was that? 5 plus 1 is 6. So the answer would be 6. Okay, so then I can say 11 minus 7. Let's do that. Let's count up. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, 11. It was 4. I counted up to 4. So there's my answer. Or you could say 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And it's 4. Got that right. Now I moved from, I went to the ones place, I finished. I went to the tens place, I finished. Now I'm going to the hundreds place. 4 minus 3 equals 1. And there's your answer, 146. I hope that helps. Go to the next video for multiplication and division. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.